welcome to this segment of our program today. Today is another Wednesday in the month of April 2023. And thank God we are on air. Bless His name for granting us the grace. Today, on this segment of the program, we'll be looking at something innovative, something that has to do with creativity. And the person who will be answering our question is a media assistant to Mr. Governor on ICT, Mr. Shola Ishola. My name is Olasukomi Oyebayo. It's my pleasure welcoming everyone to this studio this morning. Mr. Shola.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Creativity and Innovation Day.
Yes.
World all over. What about it?
Okay, so creativity and innovation is something that is novel, right? Because it's not something that has been done for centuries.
Okay.
It came out of the fact that everybody in the world realized, or the world at large realized, that people now solve problems at a higher level. You know, for instance, if you want to think about the similarities between creativity and innovation. Creativity, for instance, is an idea to go to the moon.
Idea to go to the moon?
I'm giving an example.
Okay.
Creativity is like an idea to go to the moon. Innovation is designing a device that will take you from here to there and bring you back.
Okay.
So those kind of things are not common. They're not ordinary. A lot of people believe that some people actually have supernatural power.
People that are involved are people that think outside the box.
Yes, high-level thinkers.
Okay.
So UNESCO at some point decided that, or United Nations decided that, let's set aside a day to celebrate people like this.
Okay.
And then we now realize that if you have noticed over the years, the youngest chap now, they don't need four walls of the classroom to tell you
to be creative.
So instead of now celebrating those old guys, the world decided, okay, let's celebrate everybody in the world who is in the space of creativity and innovation. Because what this is about is creative ideas. For instance, there's a lady in Ibadan who converts bottled water and used straws. She makes them into bags. She makes them into chairs. She makes them into clothes that you can wear. So the world is setting aside a day to celebrate such people, and I think they deserve a lot of celebration. Because what it does, what creativity and innovation does, is that, for instance, when machine is defined, it was defined as a tool that makes your task easy, right? But that's not how creativity works. Creativity thinks about problem and then brings the solution. So let's say in this case, forgive this terrible example I want to give. Somebody dies. What we do is we bury them. But some people don't want to bury immediately, so we have to preserve them. Somebody came up with that idea. Wait, somebody
let's keep this man, this woman in mortuary.
Let's keep mortuary. That was somebody's idea, right?
Yes.
And then maybe somebody now comes up and say, okay, we can now define a machine that when people die in Nigeria, it takes them across the world to their family members.
Can I tell you a question I asked that has to do with just your analogy now? I think this was when my mother passed on. And I was at the morgue. I was actually the attendance there. We were about burying the woman. And I said, she's placed on a slab. They were expecting us to bring the casket and all the rest. So I asked, as she is now, how long can she stay like this? He said, if the place is well ventilated and all the rest, she can stay for 3-4 weeks. I said 3-4 weeks. I wouldn't know that my sister was standing behind me. He just pushed me outside and said, you want to carry her away? We are packing my man and then go. Do you understand that? I was trying something else. What can keep this woman within my vicinity? But we are ready for the burial. Don't start talking about things like this.
Yes, sir.
I think it's coming out of doing something like somebody said, it's insanity. Doing same thing the same old way and expecting a different results. So creativity, like you said now, is doing things a different way to get a different result.
Examples that abound around us is washing machine, for instance. dishwasher. And my friends who live abroad complain a lot that Nigerian, if you visit the Nigerian home in maybe US or UK, when you go to their houses, they have dishwasher, but they didn't use it because they believe traditionally you must use soap. So, but these things are there, right? And whether you accept it or not, they are still there. They're doing more.
Okay.
They're doing more. Somebody came up with an idea that because when you want to charge your phone, you insert your cable, and sometimes they tell you the port is bad. So they did the magnetic charger.
Okay.
Magnetic charger is automatically, it's always on your phone. You don't need to remove it.
Okay.
But the other end that you attach to the wall is a magnet.
Okay.
So when you bring your phone to charge, you just touch it and then your phone starts charging. These are simple things that look simple, but it solves a lot of problems. So it means your phone charging port would last longer.
There are so many people that have been running after scans saying my phone is charging.
Seamlessly, right? Somebody came up with air pressure, mini air pressure, which means that you're traveling, you have flat tire, you don't need to just by yourself attach it to your car charging port. It will inflate your tire.
I'll press a point there.
Many things like that have been done, and we are. I would say that Nigeria is actually lagging behind. Because we don't have a working framework. There's no system. There's no working system that embraces innovation, and then because what they do in developed nations is they embrace when you come up with an idea, they embrace it, and then they give you the platform upon which you can
develop it.
First of all, you patent it, so that nobody else comes to claim your idea, and then secondly, they give you funding, to be able to do a mass production, and then that also comes with a bond. Like you make an agreement with them on how long the loan will last, so that they can make a refund, and then finally they help you to sell the markets. They're the one that will market the product.
I think I saw a boy sometimes making something like transformer.
Yeah.
And from there, it generated power and connected it, and there was light at the other end.
Yeah, somebody also made a meaning. I don't want to call it transformer. I think it's like a transmitter. It connects. It works with water flow. So as soon as water touches that device and then it begins to make a wave, you get light. There are many of these people all around us. They are everywhere in Nigeria, making things, simple things, but innovative.
Now, with all these development that you are talking about, you mentioned the government now.
Yeah.
How much of these are in the public space? And what is the government doing about supporting these ideas?
Yeah, so the challenge really, like I said, is sometimes the available information, and then the understanding of maybe who is managing this area. So because thank God we now have a Ministry of Communication
and Innovation,
Economy and all those things at the federal level, which we are trying to replicate in Osun as well. They've also done the policy, which is the STI policy. STI policy, national. The federal government has it. Osun now has one.
We are domesticating it.
No, we are not domesticating it. We have ours. Yes, we have ours. The only thing we are domesticating is the Startup Act. Osun has its own
policy,
policy, different from the federal government. So what we're trying to also do is to now at some point call for like an auditioning for people who have these innovative ideas. But see, the challenge is sometimes the wherewithal, the technical know-how, because for instance, anybody who makes a device, there are processes, right, through which the device will go through before it becomes acceptable by Standard Organization of Nigeria. So many times when people do products, they think of the safety of the products. Some students in a university about last week or so made a car. But if you check, because what they do before they make a product available to the world is they check the safety of it. So that's why SON will check it out. So if SON checks it out and then it fails integrity test, the likelihood that product. So what we're supposed to have done after failing the test is to go back to the drawing board and ensure that let's do this and make this product acceptable.
To make it perfect.
So many times our product doesn't even get to that level because the person who made one cannot afford to make 10. And if you cannot make 10, it does not become acceptable really because you can't sell it. You made a car, for instance, you made one, it's for you until you're able to fund to make more of it that people can buy, that's when even Standard Organization of Nigeria will come and check. So there are processes involved, but then the people who even invent these things, do they know? So while there is a governmental approach to solving the problem, there's also a personal approach of solving the problem, because people who
can we start from the community?
So yeah, while it's easy to start from the community, there's a popular saying that you cannot solve a problem you don't think it exists. I mean, if you don't think something is a problem, you cannot solve it.
What I mean is, that boy, that girl that is coming up with that innovative idea,
yes,
is a son or daughter of somebody.
Yeah, sure.
Now, and there are relationships there, and those who are his or her relations can come around him.
Yes.
Do they buy into that idea? Do they see it as innovative?
That's the first challenge.
That's the first challenge.
Yeah.
Seeing it as something innovative, that's when you can come in to support.
Yeah.
But then you can start to push.
There's also an existing prejudice, that the government will not support. There's always a prejudice that the government will not be interested in this. Why? Because maybe they think it's not politics, or maybe they think that it's not something that the government can siphon money from. But over the years, some of these things are changing, right? Because now you don't actually need Nigerian government to do some of these things anymore. For instance, AFDB came up with $650 million for the creativity industry in Nigeria.
Okay.
And
$15 million.
$615 million for the creativity industry in Nigeria, and they are currently at the level of drawing the guidelines before they make it public, and then people can now apply. That kind of application, you can get your state government to create a recommendation, but you can actually apply without the state government recommendation.
Just go there directly.
But do we have? Are the people who are on that space, are they aware? Do they know that if they even apply, they will get it? Because of course, sometimes when announcements are made, people just think, they will share the slots. But at the level that people who are creative thinkers work, there's nothing like sharing slots. If you don't have an idea, you don't have an idea. It's not like you went to school to study something. If you don't have an idea, you don't have an idea. If you have an idea to pitch, you have an idea to pitch.
Is this something we are saying that are not banned in the 4 walls of school?
No.
They're outside the school as well.
I mean, while it's important to be a graduate, I mean, to go to school and to get an experience, is because at a point when you have an idea, for instance, and then you commercialize it, you become a business owner.
Okay.
You need that skill. You need those skills, managerial skills, business ethics to manage your business, because there are people that will be working with you, and if you're not smart enough, they can outsmart you of your business. But then you don't need a certificate to have an idea, and you don't need a certificate to sell your idea or pitch your idea and get funding.
How much of this information are available in our schools?
So that's an orientation challenge, right? Because the school owners doesn't even know.
The school owners doesn't even know. Public schools.
So their teachers are concerned about their salaries and arrears, right? And so while it's important, because they want to get people, they do it, and I'm not against that. But are they interested? This is about interest. And honestly speaking, if you ask me, we can't force information on people. A while ago on my Facebook page, I was talking about the fact that from November when we started out, and then we've been doing a lot of consultation, validation, I've only met few ladies, maybe 2, in Osun, who are interested in tech. So I was complaining, like, what's happening? Are they only interested in makeup and bakery? Well, those things are not bad, but something there's a higher level. There's a higher level you can.
You need to say their number in making up business.
Yeah, there are too many. They are saturated.
Professionally and all of that.
Guys, come to tech. There are opportunities in tech, and so somebody now messaged me that she lives in Osun and she's into tech for real, and she does not know all this thing I'm saying. And I'm like, so you've not been listening to radio. You've not been listening to TV. We've been on. Personally, I've been on almost all the TV and radio stations
in Osun
talking about this since November, and you have not for once come across me. So interest matters, will matter. They are not listening to information. People are not ready to listen to information. How would they now have an idea? How would they get to know when something like this is happening. And then when they even hear,
we cannot force information on people.
When they even hear it and they just like, it's just saying it for saying sake, they wouldn't go and check if what I'm saying is true or false. If what I'm saying is false, go out on pick your phone, check it, search for it. You find it there if I'm lying or saying the truth. But a lot of people don't have interest. What they are concerned about is money, and it takes process to make money. It's not like immediate that you get money today.
How are we going to help our people in Osho?
Well, we will not stop talking about it. We'll keep talking about it in our private spaces. I mean, almost everywhere that I've found myself in the last few months, I've always talked about it. Talk to youth, talk to women, talk to young ladies. Because for me, we can all. It's easier to grow together as a group than as an individual. So I talk about it to a lot of people anywhere I am. That's why there's no day I'm invited to any media house. Even if I'm not in Osun, I'll try to make it down there, because I believe that we cannot keep this information to ourselves, and people need to move from the old level to the new level. The world is moving right fast. We need to catch up.
We need to catch up.
Yes, we need to catch up. Security is being, technology is taking over security. Technology is taking over aviation. Technology is taking over food. Technology is taking over everything, right? And so if we decide to stay behind, they will leave us behind, right? So we'll not be. That's why they regard us as a developing nation, the third world, and I mean they are not wrong. I mean, in developed nations, when you go to a filling station, you will not see an attendant there. There is no petrol attendant anywhere in Europe. You, the owner of the car, park your car, fuel your car, and pay before you leave. And there is nobody there. You must pay before you leave. If you don't pay, as soon as you are driving out of the station, the camera at that filling station picks your plate number and then sends it to the police. Before you get home, what's it called? E-voucher is waiting for you. You pay the money. Because this system.
But one thing people are saying is this innovation and technology we're talking about, it will take away jobs of so many people.
No. You see, that's the challenge that we have, right? People are not thinking straight. I'm sorry to say. They believe always is that it will take away job. But in the last 2 years, I have consistently been checking. There's an app called LinkedIn where professionals have consistently been checking. There has been vacancy in the IT space consistently for years. What happens is when innovation or creativity is done, what happens is they are creating a new channel.
Okay.
It's a new channel.
New opening now.
A new opening, right? And you don't even know for a fact the number of people that will be there yet. The challenge that we have had over the years is people believe in manual jobs.
Okay.
People believe, there is something called product research, product strategy. The people that do these things, they are not. You can't learn it in a school. It takes thinking, and companies hire such people. Companies hire consultants, to do some things for them that their staff cannot do. It was something that was not existing before. Right? Okay, so we keep having challenges. For instance, look at our banking sector now. We are having a lot of challenge because foreign companies are picking our staff away.
Yes.
If technology and creativity or innovation would make people jobless, why are they picking our people to their country? I mean, they have it now. They have it, so they should not be employing people anymore. But they're still employing, massively employing, not just
Now the campaign about encouraging people to go into this, we don't have enough.
Yes.
Or what do we mean?
We don't have enough because.
So how can we increase the campaign?
Well, you see, that's why for a fact I credit Governor Adeleke, and I'm saying this not because I'm his appointee, but because the things that we have done so far in the ICT sector of Osun State it will be there forever.
Okay.
Either Governor Adeleke is the governor or not. Anybody who comes, when you do policies, they have created a framework upon which each sector can work and survive.
The coordinating director of that ministry was here last week, and he opened up so many things that ministry is into now.
Yes.
And we need to talk more about this.
Yes. Yes.
Right here today, you'll be coming around again. We'll invite him so that people of our states could know more about this development.
So one thing that I would say to people is, first of all, to take away the prejudice that government is not working.
Okay.
Number two, do not think that everything government announces is political. That prejudice kills a lot of people. Whatever government announces is related to political, so they don't really want to go out for it. But these things are there, either we do it or not. Right? And so they need to come out, right? And then I think parents need to change focus. Somebody was talking about this generation's parenting. While we were growing up, I mean, there are things you cannot do while you were in secondary school, primary school, and there are things, I mean, your parents would sit on. But today, these things are
free world.
Yeah, it's a free world. While it's good to be a free world, our community looks like, our society looks like, it's supposed to be moving in a direction where we are solving our own problems, right?
Well, okay. If anybody listening or watching us out there would want to key into this, where can they check you out?
Yeah, okay. You mean my personal pages?
Personal or the projects of the state?
Yeah, so, well, on all platforms, Shola. But my honest advice is to first of all go do a search online about whatever it is they think, an area they think they want to go into. There are free courses they can do. Right? There are free courses they can do.
Online?
Yes, online. That would open their mind up. And so they can now also identify somebody who is knowledgeable in that field.
To mentor them.
To perhaps might not even mentor them. But just guide them. Just maybe once or twice guide them on what to do.
That's why I'm asking for your own space.
Yes, I mentioned Shola on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But what I'm trying to say is, a lot of times when I share information on my page, people come to say, how do I apply? And I'm not even talking about application. I'm talking about what you can do. What you can do to get maybe training done, and then people are like, how can I apply? And I'm like, okay, no, look, this is not what I'm talking about here. Is not Osun State government trying to do this. People want to see, a lot of people want to see government doing something so they can apply. But in the space of IT, it is beyond government. So there are foreign agencies recruiting daily.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go to there. We'll create another opportunity for you to come around, to come and expatiate on this. But meanwhile, people watching us out there, you've just been given a tip now to check something out. Go to Shola page and see things yourself and discover yourself. And maybe you can now go back to him to ask questions.
I'm available, honestly.
Thank you very much for coming this morning. We have a limited space for this today. We'll forever be ready to create more space so that we can continue to talk about this for the benefit of our people in the state.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.